Hello NCC, I'm your host today, Nick Raccanello, and today we'll be talking about art. So this is some artwork all around our school done by current and former NCC students. There's some pieces done by the lab school and some others that decorate our halls. So as you can see here, beautiful artwork on the walls. And this is our first guest, Duvian Montoya, who helps out at the Norwalk space and is here to tell us about it. So if you could tell us a little about the Norwalk space.
Yeah, the Norwalk Art Space is a nonprofit organization that helps give underrepresented artists studio space for free and exhibition space for free, and in return they're asked to teach our high school age students throughout the year.
Okay, and what is your exact role there?
I'm the executive director, so we started the Norwalk Art Space in June of 2021, and I've seen every aspect of the art space come alive, from the community engagement to recruiting students, recruiting the artists, putting on the exhibitions, and developing curriculum.
So do you think that like these free art classes have helped like high school students like better their art?
No doubt. I mean, we're giving the kids free resources to established artists in the area. We're giving them access to these artists so they have a dialogue with them. So it's not just a piece of artwork on a wall. They could actually come in and have a conversation, develop their own skills, their own interests in what they want to do. And so that's been a great feedback, but also we're just giving kids a creative outlet, that you know, a free creative outlet.
Yep. And as an artist yourself, like, is there any artistic experiences that you held on to or that have helped you along the way, that maybe you try and translate into the
space?
Yeah, into the art space.
Mentorship. You know, I've had mentors throughout my career as an artist, either artists or curators or dealers who have helped me to hit the next step in any career. You know, I worked with Robert Cottingham, which is a really well-known realist painter. I was his studio director for close to 7 years. And those experiences are so impactful in my life that I wanted to emulate that type of programming at the Norwalk Art Space. So that's why we have a resident artist program where the young emerging artists get mentored by our Corey Fellows. And Corey Fellows are older, more established artists in the community that just, you know, trickle down effect to all the way down to the high school age.
Nice.
Yeah.
So a few NCC students have been working on a video for their art space, and it's still in the making, but let's have a look at what they have so far.
What I love about the Norwalk Art Space is its mission. Growing up here in Norwalk, having opportunity and free classes in the arts, I think would have been really transformational for me. And I'm seeing that in the kids that are coming to our program on a daily basis. So seeing those kids is what I love about the Norwalk Art Space. The Norwalk Art Space strives to increase opportunities, equity in the local arts community by offering free art and music education and mentorship to underserved students, sponsoring, promoting local artists through our resident artist program and Corey Fellow exhibitions, and providing the public an exciting venue to explore art and music, all for free.
Personally, I love the fact that it feels like family whenever you come here. You can talk to the artists, the other volunteers, the people who come for the cafe, just the community that comes. You can talk about the art and just enjoy spending time with each other and discussing common interests of all the different types of art that we have here.
I feel accepted, and I feel like a bunch of kids that are trying to find themselves, when they come here, they will feel accepted and loved by everyone.
I love being surrounded by art every day. I love having the artists come in and meeting them and talking about their process. I love that we offer so much to students and the community, and everything is free. The food is phenomenal. I just love everything about it, and the beautiful space.
We have free art classes, free music classes, free community workshops. We just have something for everyone, you know?
The cafe is fabulous. It's operated by Bill Tavey, and he has a great reputation in the Connecticut restaurant industry. Everything's delicious, so come on in.
So there you go, an amazing video that is in the works right now, and this video is going to be played at an upcoming event. And now I want to ask you about the Art Bash.
Ah.
So if you could tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Art Bash is our first fundraiser that we're going to be doing on May 18th from 6 to 9. We have great music by Rick Reyes, food by Bill Tabe and Marcia Selden Catering. We have a performance by some of our students. We have our exhibitions that's going to be on view from both our artists and students. And it's co-chaired by Stephanie Thomas and Susan Weinberger, who've helped to sort of manage, this first fundraiser.
Yep. Well, it sounds like a blast. Thank you so much, Duvian, for
My
answering all
pleasure.
our questions and joining us and telling us about the art space.
My pleasure, Nick.
Yep.
Thank you.
And now we're going to take a look at these clips before we bring in our next guest.
Nice. You're tired.
Good. How are you?
Good. Execute.
We're back with our next guest, Christian Tarzia, and we just saw some clips from your favorite movies.
Yeah, I mean, there was really cool scenes, and they stand out in my mind. When I'm thinking about what are my favorite scenes, some of those are just so good in movies, and they're so unique and well done.
Nice. So how do you think art is different from medium to medium? For example, a painting to a movie?
Well, I think when it comes to paintings and movies, there's a bit more room for, when it comes to paintings, there's more room for your own personal interpretation of what's happening. There's a lot more it can be like this or like this. It's how you decide you want to interpret it, how it makes you feel is kind of what you're looking at. Mm-hmm. Whereas with films and movies, it's almost we're going to take you along a path, make you feel certain ways, and you can understand the plot, and there can be things to interpret, but it's almost like a different way of telling your story.
Okay. So how did these movies in specific influence the way you see film as an art, or yeah? I
mean, with the movie 500 Days of Summer, that was such an interesting movie because of the way it starts and ends in a completely unique timeline. It doesn't go from just day 1 to day 500. It starts day 499 or something like that, and then goes to 263, day 17, day 1, and it's all these days in a different order, and you build a relationship. You see all these different ways that they were and how they treat each other, and it just lets you, while it does tell the story that's so clear, mm-hmm. It also leaves the relationship and what happened to it to your interpretation in that own way. And so that movie is something that really stood out in my mind. And then Star Wars cinematography just looks beautiful. It's those things where you can just appreciate how incredible that one moment is, where it's like, wow, like you're sitting in a movie theater and you see it and you're just blown away by the visual styles and effects that someone put into something. And to know that someone had the idea and came up with that one moment is just incredible in my eyes.
Nice, nice. So now that we talked about some of your favorite movies, we're gonna take a look at some of the equipment and amenities that we have to offer here at NCC. And so like now that you've like obviously had some time to create here at NCC, like how do you feel about the equipment, the amenities that the NCC studio has to offer?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, you have 3 studio cameras, like quality microphones to work with, a whole studio area. It's great. I absolutely love it. I love making films here and recording things in the studio.
So in the past, NCC has had like student academic video awards. Is that like something you'd be interested in seeing again here at NCC?
Absolutely. I love the idea of having, like, it's something that drives people to make better films. And I think that is only a good thing.
Okay.
It might be like, some people might be like, oh, it's competition, but competition does like inherently breed better and better quality. If you just aren't never trying to do better, for even if it's like, sometimes people like to do better than themselves, it does drive people to try and do better than others, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It means you're trying to be better and you can build on yourself as well as off of others and learn from each other.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you, Christian, for joining us today. And I hope you all learned something about art today. And I will catch you guys next time.